Hey everyone, it's Lisa and today is Thursday and I already had some of my stuff out here this morning to do this video. I started it last night and this morning just went downhill as soon as I woke up. There was a terrible news on the news this morning. Then last night, Bridgie showed a few signs that she might be getting another urinary tract infection. So I knew I had to take her to the vet as soon as they opened. But Will has to be at school at 7. They start at 7:30, but I usually get him there right around 7. And so I knew I had to take him, come back and get her. And so I did all that. And then when I got back, his teacher texted me that he had forgotten his math notebook. He had left it in his bedroom. So I had to go to school, take him his notebook, then come home and get Bridget and take her to the vet. And they weren't open. Wait till she got there. And you know, she screams in the car. So anyway, bottom line is my nerves are a little shot. But I wanted to do this video because I already had everything out and I was already kind of in the mood. And when you're doing YouTube and you're in the mood to do it, you want to do it right then, because once I lose that feeling, I don't know, it's like hard to get it back. So the thing I'm doing today is, yesterday I did this look and I really liked it. It's just not a lot of makeup look, but it's kind of just more like a sculpted look with lashes and brows and nude lips, but I really liked it all day. And I thought, tomorrow I'm going to do this look for them, even though it's not exciting. Maybe I'll do something exciting next week. I'll do a different color. My friend Denise sent me a new palette that I'll show you. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and show it to you right now. She sent me this Natasha Denona Mini Sunset Palette. And it looks so pretty. And I was thinking, I am going to just blow you guys away and do something so crazy and maybe use some of those darker shades and do something different than I normally do. So thank you, Denise, for this. Anyway, last week, or I think week before last, Colorescience sent me their new little kit that they are selling for the holidays, and it's the Refresh and Renew limited edition. It's $125, and it's got, the main thing it's got in it that I think you guys, I've already told you about this, and so many of you already knew about this and love it, but it's that 3-in-1 Renewal Therapy Total Eye. And it's got the 35 SPF, and it is that under eye brightener, and it's skincare. I use it kind of like skincare. I use it at night and in the morning. And then it had this cool palette in it for eyes and brows, a hydrating mist that is like skincare. It's like a hydrating, but it comes out real, where is it? I'll show you. It comes out really fine. I love it. And make sure you shake it though, so you can get all the good ingredients. And then also this really pretty, where is my lip? Here it is. The lip shine, which I will wear this first in the video and then switch to my nude lip. So of course I will put the link for this below and everything else that I'm using, and I will be right back with this video. So the first thing that I'm going to do is use my Colorescience Total Eye, and I kind of consider this like a skincare. I even put it on at night sometimes. So what you do is you just, no, this is when you do like this, you push it down. I was thinking of the lip thing. And you do not need a whole click. And it's creamy, so you can really rub it in all around. And I usually just, I don't know, treat it kind of like half eye cream, half concealer or corrector. And it's even, I mean, I enjoy putting it on at night because it just makes you feel a little better after you've taken off all your makeup and stuff. Okay, I couldn't decide if I was going to use the Giorgio Armani Fluid Sheer or the Charlotte Tilbury, but I think I'm going to use my Soleil Tan de Chanel, the fluid, because I haven't used this a lot in videos. But I just love using one of these underneath a matte foundation. It just looks beautiful. So, and I don't really mix them. I do wish this had a pump, but what I do is just put this on first. Like that. Okay, I've got some out. This is beautiful. You could really, a lot of people wear this on its own. could mix it with your skincare or anything. But the reason I like these is because it gives you kind of like the best of both worlds. Don't worry about it being too shiny because you're gonna powder and everything else from now on. Okay, now I'm going to use one I haven't used in a long time. I was going through my foundations and came across this, and I thought, you know, that was a good one. So my color is medium sand, and I'm gonna put it right where I had that Chanel. And I'm going to use my latest and greatest foundation brush. It is the Sephora Pro Diffuser 64, and just get that in my brush. And I like to kind of spread it around first before I start blending. Okay, let me turn this. Okay, and just get it everywhere. Bring it down my neck. Okay. And I noticed yesterday that it still had a little bit of brush strokes in it, like up here. So then I like to go back over it with my Beauty Blender a little bit. Okay, so right here is where I like to just kind of blend it in. But I don't like just using a Beauty Blender because I feel like it, looking at the mirror and the camera, I don't like just using the Beauty Blender because I feel like it doesn't get in like around my nose and all around my eyes and stuff as good as a brush. So I kind of like the combination of the two. Okay, so now I'm just going to go lightly over my face with the Charlotte Tilbury No. 2 airbrushed powder, just to kind of take any tackiness away. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Hoola bronzer with the Ita brush, and I'm going to go just back here in that cheekbone, and I kind of like to blend up like that, because this look is real natural. I kind of like it because it's sculpted. Of course, I've got a great big truck out here, probably coming to pick up more debris from the hurricane. And then what I really like this for is the tightening the jawline. So right in here, and then I go all the way back. Like that. And then I'll take it and kind of go underneath and just create that shadow. Like that, and just blend it out. Okay. Then, let's see, I'm going to go in with the Matte Highlight 01 by Laura Mercier, one of my all-time favorite products, and this is a Sedona lace brush. So, this does not have a lot of shimmer, it just has a little bit, and it gives that little bit of, it kind of just accents wherever you put it. So then I'll go around my jawline, kind of like the middle of my face. And then I'm going to use that same brush in the Anastasia Rosewood. This is very pigmented, so I'm kind of do a bigger bronzing area, more than that Hoola. And also under my neck, or under my jawline, and down my neck with this. Okay, maybe do a little bit more on the cheeks, across the nose. Okay, and this is one of my favorite products lately, is this Jouer blush, Rose Gold Blush Duo. It's got marigold and rose petal, and I like using a little bit of both of them. They are gorgeous, you'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna take the darker of the two and just kind of put on the backs of my cheeks like that. And then I take the lighter and kind of put it more on the, higher on the cheekbone, like this. It just gives the prettiest cheekbones. You do not need any extra highlighter whatsoever. So, let's see. I think what I'm going to do is I might need a little bit more of a brightening right through here, but I'm going to wait until the end so I can just use just a little bit and see how much I need. But in this kit, you get the Total Eye, which I've already shown you, this eye and brow palette, the hydrating mist, and a SPF 35 exclusive Scarlet lip shine. Sorry, I can't turn my phone off because I'm waiting for them to call me about Bridget. So, so what I'm going to do now, I think, is let's go ahead and put that lip shine on. That way it'll brighten my face a little bit. And it's such a pretty color. I think it's a don't think it's too dark. I've already worn this. It's kind of like one of those buxoms that I like. I can't remember the name. It's just, it's not sticky. It's just glossy enough. It's kind of like a liquid lip shine and, a liquid lip and a gloss. And I'm kind of going to line with it too, because it has plenty of pigment. We'll let that kind of wear in. So a good lip color, but I'll say that my favorite things are the Total Eye and the palette. I've been using this palette, gosh, for about 2 weeks, going on about 2 weeks now. And I've done several different looks, but what I'm gonna do is the look that I had yesterday. And let's go ahead and use the hydrating mist. It's got a really fine, oh God, it smells good. So it's a hydrating mist. I'm using it as, to get the powdery look off of my face, but it's also a skincare. So let's take everything, any makeup that was left on my eyebrows. And then I think I'm going to, that Total Eye, I'm gonna go back into a little bit that's left, and I'm gonna use it for my eye primer. I went over it a little bit, but I like the way this brightens all over. Yes, like that. Okay. Then the first color, I'm gonna try to do the exact look I did yesterday because I loved it. Okay, the first color I'm gonna go in with is the lightest color of the palette and just kind of set everything. And I'm gonna really go in here and get all over. And I'll do my brows after this. I don't want to fluff any of this in there. Okay. Should I go ahead and do, let's go ahead and do my brows. Okay, I know I brought that brush. This is the Wayne Goss brush. I love this. And I am going to use the middle shade, the taupier lighter color, and just dab into it. Try to start that bottom and just brush up and over. Always that whole bottom issue right there is my most stressful area because I don't want it to look too strong. So I'm just barely tapping into this. And then if you want the tail end to be a little bit stronger, you could barely tap into that darkest color. This one's a little easier, but we all have our easy brow and our hard brow, or difficult brow. Okay, perfect. Okay, and I know I brought a brush out here to brush them out, just to make sure. Okay, now let's put clear brow gel. Really, you could almost go out the door like this. There's just something about brows. Okay, now for the fun part. One of my favorite colors in here is this lightest, next to the lightest color, but it has shimmer. It's so pretty. It's like just enough shimmer. So I'm going to keep this brush out for blending later, but then I want to go right in with that shimmery color. Go ahead and do the inside of my eye. Right in that area right there. Okay, now I'm going to go in with that middle taupey color and just do my typical crease. And I'm going to bring it in, whenever I'm doing this more sculpted look, I bring it in a little bit further, almost down to my nose, and then all the way out, not just in the crease. Because this is just my first color that's just kind of framing the eye. Like that. It almost doesn't look like any shadow at all. It's actually really is mimicking a shadow. So like that. These shadows are really, they really just kind of blend themselves. They're not so pigmented that they just blotch wherever you first put them. And okay, so once I get that like I like it, I have to keep going back, yes, to my magnifying. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the little bit browner color. Get some on the same brush, and then this is going to be a little bit more focused in the crease, and then I kind of blend it out. But it just depends on the shape of your eye, how you like it. This is how, since I have this bone kind of coming down right here, I kind of like to make that bone recede a little bit, like that. Okay, so you could leave it like this if you wanted to and not put anything on the lid, but what I've enjoyed doing is putting a little bit of that taupey color on my lid just to tone this down a little bit, but leave the corner brighter. And that just kind of takes that starkness off the lid, especially if you have bigger lids like I do. Sometimes I don't always want those looking that big. And then I'm going to take a pencil brush. Where's my little Dior pencil brush I have? Okay, I've loved this little Dior pencil brush, number 22. And then I grab that next to the light, or the taupier color in the middle of all the browns. And then I just go a little bit here, where my eyes already have that little bit of bottom eyelid. But not all the way in, just on the outside. And then I could take a little bit and kind of run it right here on the lash line. Like that. And I think I have like no fallout. That's what I love. Okay, so very subtle look, and you could go into this darkest color. I did this yesterday. And then just darken up this outer lash a little bit. But I am going to put on eyeliner, so. Okay. Now, perfect. Now I'm going to take my where is that little brush I got here? My bent eyeliner brush. And let me take my lashes off of this. And my Chanel cream liner, which is a little bit more forgiving and a little bit more subtle and not as black, not glossy. It's just a more natural look. And I'm going to take that with this bent liner brush, but you can use whatever brush you want. I use different things, just depending on the day. The only thing I've never really loved using is an angled brush. Okay, so this brush I like because, here, I wonder if I don't know what I did. Here's my little, let me grab this little Simple Human mirror and see if this may help. I hope it doesn't. I feel like it's gonna, the light's too bright. Okay, but I'm going to kind of walk this in right on the lash line. And get my whole lash line covered first before I worry about any wing or anything. I keep worrying about putting too much on my brush. I'm not putting any. And as you know, I'm not used to holding a mirror and doing my makeup. Okay. Here, I can't do it like that. We're just gonna have to get close to this one. Okay. Sometimes I have to do this just a little bit, just to get down in that, because my eyelids roll down so much. Okay, and then for the wing, I'm just going to do a very little bit just to meet up with that bone right there. Like that, and pretty much go straight out. I'm just kind of extending my eye out. Okay. Bubba's distracting me over there looking so beautiful by the door. He's grooming himself. So it looks like I've done this one more up, which is very typical. My eyes are shaped different, so I have to always go back and forth, but I start off small so I can kind of build and correct. Okay, and that looks good to me. Good enough. Nobody's going to be comparing my wings while I'm out, as long as I'm close. Okay, and then I will go back in with my blending brush into maybe that more brown color. And I usually just try to do a little bit and then connect this wing out here, like that. Okay. Now, one of the things I did yesterday that I have not done in a long time is I put my lashes on before my mascara, and I love the way it looked because I could get really far down in my lash line. But I'm going to touch, I see I look shiny here, so I'm going to take this Smashbox brush with some of this powder and kind of powder just the areas that are the shiniest, not all over. I don't want to powder there too much because I'm going to use a little bit of concealer. Okay, so now I'm going to put these lashes on. I'm going to use my Duo Dark. And just good old Demi Wispies. And what I like to do is take the glue on a Q-tip and then apply it onto my lashes. And I wore these yesterday, so they're already trimmed. And then let them sit for just a few minutes. Okay, and since my eyes are so rounded, a lot of times, even though I've worn these, I will still give them a good bend before I try to put them on. And then take my tweezers on the very end and set them as close as I can to my lash line, like that. Just set them down and then attach the front and the back like that. I feel them. I'm just making sure they're all put in like that. And then these I will give a good curve to. And then I will set them right down on my lash line. See, if I have mascara on, it's harder for me to get down into my lash line like this. So I feel those. Okay, so before I put on any mascara under that, I thought I would take this lip off and do a different lip, more of a nude lip that I did yesterday, and that way you would have the option of both. So I'm going to use this Costco Kirkland wipe, which I love these. That is pretty. See how this looks prettier and prettier as you wear it? It kind of works into your lips. It looks like it stains them a little bit too, but I'll be right back. I'm going to use the exact combo I used yesterday. Okay, this is the Lancome Ideal liner. Lightly. I don't want to put a real heavy line. And then the Charlotte Tilbury Kim KW, I believe, but it's a good nude, and it mixes well with lots of different lip liners. And at first it's going to look too light, but when you blend it, it gets better and better. And if you don't like as much of a lip line, then just don't put on as much lip liner, or don't put, you could just put just a little bit and then blend it more. But I like this look, and this look lasts better. It'll get kind of worn in and it'll look better and better. And it kind of goes with that sculpted look. Sorry, I still keep looking in that viewfinder. But so I love this. I love both looks. So the color looks good, and I love just the nude lip, kind of sculpted just like the rest of my face. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Dior. I've fallen back in love with this Dior Pumpin' Volume Mascara, and I'm going to go in and just, all right, Chanel, get away from him. She lays right beside him. Just antagonize him, but she screams if he touches her. Let me go separate them real quick. Okay, now I'm going to go back under here. And of course I do that, but I wanted to get a few of these little lashes in here to kind of complete the whole look. Like that. Okay, and then just get these underneath. If you wanted this to look really, really lashy and, you know, a lot more dramatic, you probably have to do more of a little bit of your lashes before this. But I kind of like the way that looks, just like my lashes. Okay, I think that is about it. Only the last step would be, you can either, if you want more of a highlighted look, you could use this, or if you want more of a, I think I'm just going to do what I did yesterday because I don't want it to be too shiny. I'm going to put a little bit of NARS Custard. I did this like this yesterday. And then take, this is the Smash Arts brush, and just kind of keep this right in that dark, not like a whole under eye thing. like that. You can always use what's left, like that. Okay, take my hair down because that makes a difference because not all of my face shows. So this is the final look, and I'm sure it would probably look a lot better. Matter of fact, let me take you over here in the, oop, my tripod is moving. Let me take you over in the regular daylight. See if you can see. Okay, you can probably see a lot better now. Everything, look how pretty that cheek, that combination of blushes, I don't know why I can't just call it a blush. It's like a cheek palette, I guess, is so pretty. And I just think that these shadows are beautiful. They're not as warm tone as the Natasha Denona Camel palette, but that's good because that's what allows you to be able to use it on your brows too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.